things you just can't make up. That's a piece of white bread. Got it shoved down in the crank there. Trying to knock this pilot bushing out. Everybody says, oh yeah, use wheel bearing grease. Well, I heard you could use bread. Bread's a lot less messy, so that was not staged. I mean, we've been whacking on it for like 5 minutes, but there's a whole piece of white bread in there, and there's a pilot bushing. Success. What you got there?
Raceweek trailer?
Yeah? Where'd this come from?
Some people like an hour north of here.
Yeah?
In a barn.
Come out of a barn, huh?
It's nice.
Yeah. That is a bad unit.
Come with these nice bungees.
Yeah.
Sick little spare tire.
Let's check that deal out. Is it Dayton's? Pretty close.
It's a bad unit.
So we're putting that behind the Chevette, huh?
Yeah. It's got little jacks.
It sure does.
You know?
We're finding all the cool stuff that we probably should have found when we were buying it.
Yeah, and then, you know, you got this nice bolt here. That's your locking mechanism.
Well, you don't want the lid to come open.
Yeah, that's a pretty good theft deterrent.
Well, that's the start of the Raceweek trailer. So it is Thursday, September 17th, 18th, 16th. I'm not real sure, honestly, at this point. But we're going to try to do this whole build series type deal on the old Chevette. And we're going to do this deal where, you know, we're going to try to document all of our adventures, I guess. Doing Raceweek 2.0. It's going to start in Noble on Sunday. We go to Ennis, to the Motorplex on Monday. Tuesday, we go to Tulsa. Wednesday, we go to Mid-America in Kansas. And then we go back to Noble on Thursday. And kind of decided to do this as a bucket list type deal. We were originally going to take my my white Camaro that I used to run in stock, and we decided to not. We decided to just go ahead and completely rebuild a car. So we took Krista's Chevette, the little 4.3 liter V6 84 Chevette, and we stripped it down to nothing and completely rebuilt the whole car. Motor, transmission, rear end, interior, suspension, it's all new. Which was a really great idea considering our house hit the market today. So we're building a new house and we had to get this one ready to sell. So the last 6 months have been very, very complicated, I guess, when it comes to trying to get everything done. So we didn't get hardly any filming done. There was a couple little goofy things here and there, a couple little test drives. We went and picked up our Raceweek trailer. I'll show here in just a second. Stuff like that. We've got a couple videos, and so I'll kind of throw those in with this little intro video, and then hopefully we'll actually get some decent videoing going. I don't really know why anybody would care really what we're doing, but there's quite a few people that have asked if we're going to video and things like that during Raceweek. You know, it's just kind of something different than what we normally do and what we're used to. So we're going to try to do some of that just in case the outside chance there's 2-3 people in the world that want to know what we're doing. So we're going to do that, and I guess I'll go here and show you the old Chevette here and kind of what we've done with it. So there it is, 84 Chevette. We bought this a couple years ago. It was a bracket car. It was a 4.3 liter, already had a turbo 350 and stuff in it when we bought it. We didn't really do a whole lot of crazy stuff to it as far as like fabrication and building. The cage was already in it, all that good stuff. We just kind of changed some stuff. It had some little plastic racing seats in it. We got a couple Kirkies in there. It's kind of luxurious, if anything. We're fixing to drive this thing 1,200 miles. So you see that cushion's a little poofed up there because I'm fat and didn't want to ride 1,200 miles with no cushion. So there's 4 extra inches of padding in both seats. So did that. I had to go buy an entire Chevette off of Facebook Marketplace. Bought the whole car so that I could get the steering wheel and the hood off of it, so we could go get the cowling molded onto this hood. So got a factory steering wheel back in it. Just updated radio, updated switch panel. Did a little bit of carbon wrapping on the front, on the gauges and everything. Just some carbon bar stuff, a little bit of paint, new shifter, that kind of thing. Nothing really crazy. At the back, it had factory plastic that had been cut around the mini tubs. So we actually took some sheets of carbon and cut and tucked those in there. I'm not necessarily a fabricator, so you know, that could probably look better, but that was pretty much what we did in our garage with just a little bit of fabrication equipment, experience, tools, whatever you want to say there. So did that. The carpet and stuff was pretty much already in it. We touched up a couple of places and all that, but little bar covers, nothing too crazy back here. Hitch, trailer hitch. That is a factory, I don't know if it's like a GM accessory type deal, but factory trailer hitch that was installed in a guy's like 82 Chevette. It's pretty hard to find, actually, trying to find somebody that had a hitch for a Chevette, but that's a bolt-up deal. It was put on a car, I think he said it was new in like 82. So found that deal, luckily enough, so we can pull our little Raceweek trailer, which we'll get to here in a minute. But it's got new wheels, RC components from Cody Spears on the front, and it's got Weld, I don't remember, it's an RT series, I don't remember the exact name of them, but they were the closest we could get to the RC front wheels. RC doesn't make a 15x7. Weld was actually the only one that did, and it was pretty difficult to get these, I guess, with all the COVID stuff going on. Took about 4 or 5 months to get these wheels. So got those finally, though. We redid some of the stuff on the rear end. It's got 373s with a Detroit locker, since it's actually going to be a little bit more of a street car than it's really ever been. It's got aerospace disc brakes all the way around. This car originally had factory Chevette brakes, which was 4 lug that they had drilled and made a 5 lug. And I took the spindle and actually shipped it to aerospace, and they knocked it out of the park. Narrowed the track of the front a little bit and tucked the wheel up underneath it a little bit more like we wanted. So they did all that and really just kind of knocked it out of the park. I feel like they did a pretty good job. They were awesome to work with, and as far as pricing goes, it really wasn't, you know, a whole lot of money, considering what all they had to do. It's probably dirty under the hood, but we'll go ahead and get under here anyway. So there's the motor. Let me prop this thing up. It's a 40 over 4.3 liter non-balance shaft motor. Come out of a 92 Chevrolet truck. It's got a set of later model Vortec heads. Lloyd Elliott ported the heads and spec'd the cam on it. It's a hydraulic roller. It's about 590 lift. It's got a 650 quick fuel carburetor on it, and that's about it. It's forged flat tops. It's got a set of H-beam rods and stuff in it. Stock crank, because it's a V6 and you can't get parts for them without spending bukus of money. But we did all that. I put a bigger radiator on it with this massive 2-stage electric fan here, which was a great idea until we put everything in here and then realized that you can't put a normal electric water pump on it, or even a manual water pump, a belt drive deal, because there's not enough room there. So we had to go to this fancy Mazier remote mount deal. It's got the dash 20 hoses going to the radiator and to the thermostat housing. Kind of worried about it. Street driving, I feel like a lot of this was kind of overkill, and there was a little bit of worry about, you know, restriction in there actually slowing the water down enough to cool the motor. But this thing cruises down the road. Hottest it really has gotten is about 200. We drove it. It was about 98 degrees a couple of Saturdays ago, and we drove it about 40 miles. And this is like the hottest it got was like 200. And that's about it. It seems to have done pretty good. Since we put it back together to get ready for this race week deal, we've probably put 120 miles on it maybe. So I feel like that's sufficient enough. I probably need to go find a 2x4 to knock on because we're fixing to take this thing 1,200 miles. But we will see. Gotta get it all cleaned up. Torx Performance. Wade knocked it out of the park on the purple motor plate, and of course we had to have the intake purple. Get all this deal cleaned up. A little bit of carbon work and stuff in here, so get all that cleaned up. Get the car itself cleaned up, because that's all we've done is work on stuff and thrash to get the house ready and get the car ready and all that to go to race week. So we'll get that cleaned up here in a minute. Get the trailer loaded. We're gonna actually stay in the race trailer up there. So the divisional's the week after, so I'm actually gonna put the dragster up on the lift, put the Chevette underneath it, and yeah, we're gonna go. So trailer, we talked about our race week trailer. This was actually a motorcycle pop-up camper. Had the little deal that folded over and like folded into a bed, and I guess the bottom part of it was storage. I'm not real sure how that whole situation works out, but either way, bought that deal. Another great Facebook marketplace find, and it's got some sweet golf cart hubcaps. I had to cut and modify and make work there, but we got those on there. Fuel jug holder, so we can put our race fuel in it. Believe it or not, that pump gas flat top motor there. Warren Wright at I Am Race Fuels, he's gonna get us all set up. We got 15 gallons of fuel we're gonna take with us on the first leg of this deal, and then I'm gonna meet up with him at the Motorplex Monday after our second race day and top back off with race fuel. And I think I'm just gonna do that so I can put a little bit more time and stuff in the car and just see if that really makes a difference. It may not make any difference, but it's just I think it's 102 octane stuff we're getting from him, so we're gonna put that in there and see if I can just crank the timing up on it and get the car to run a little better. It's got to run better than this ethanol 93 gas and stuff that we've been getting around here. So we've got the drive tires here. When we get there, we got to go through tech with the car basically in race trim, but we also have to take the trailer through tech. So we've already got the drag radials and stuff on the car, but these are the wheels that originally came on the car. We just got some regular street tires, Mickey Thompson Sportsman STs. We're gonna run on the street. So on our drive days, or I guess the driving part of our race days, we're gonna have those on it, and then the weld wheels with the drag radials, they bolt right down on here. Just a piece of all thread. So we'll put those up on there, and we got a couple tents. I'm not really a big fan of these, but you know, we're gonna be basically at a racetrack where we don't have any friends that's gonna have an enclosed trailer, and we're not gonna have our enclosed trailer, so I'm not really sure how I'm gonna feel about being at a racetrack without somewhere to get out of the shade. So these are a couple Academy, I think they were like 40 bucks a piece, tents, and then there's a couple folding chairs up there. We got them strapped down. Inside, we're gonna put a bunch of spare parts, tools, probably going a little overkill. I've got spare water pump, especially since we got that remote mount deal. I don't want to, you know, not be able to find a water pump, or at least the electric motor part of it if something were to go wrong. So we got a spare water pump. I'm probably going overkill. I got a bunch of goofy stuff like the distributor gear. We're going to take a spare carburetor, cap, rotor, 2 or 3 sets of plugs, some stuff to change oil in case we need to. Fuel pump, regulator. Just gonna take some random AN line and stuff that I got left over and pile all that in there. As you can see, like I said, we've been packing and redoing everything in this freaking house to get ready to move, so our garage is a complete mess. Also, that car wasn't running like, I'm gonna say 3 weeks ago. It's probably when we fired it up, maybe 4 weeks ago. So that car was still torn apart in here to a million pieces. So we literally just got that stuff done. So we got woodworking equipment in here and pressure washers from cleaning everything and all that good stuff. So we dig through here and get all the spare parts and tools and everything we need, jack stands, battery chargers, all that good stuff, and fit it all in that bad unit, put it on the back of that deal, and we're gonna go race week. But so still out here loading. It's like 2 hours after my last little video I made there. So I mentioned earlier that I was gonna put the dragster in the lift and we're gonna put the Chevette in the trailer. A lot of people haven't really seen that done outside of, you know, like the bracket racing, super class racing, people that are stupid enough to try to run 2 cars situation. So I was gonna kind of show you what that looks like. A lot of people think it's kind of sketchy, but you know, here's what it is, I guess. So there it is. Dragster literally hangs. You can have them put in the walls, the lifts, or you can do something similar to what this is. A good buddy of mine, Scooter, built this deal for me here. Got a winch, literally just hook it onto the front of the car and zip, up it goes. I'm a paranoid person, so it's got like 4 ratchet straps and a winch holding it up. Here in a little bit, we'll put a brace right there in the middle of it to keep it from flexing and bouncing going down the road. It's the first time I've actually put this thing on the lift with the wing. You can kind of see we got a little close to the old cabinet there, but looks like it's all going to clear. I got the suspension strapped down where it's not going to bounce or anything, so I would say as long as we clear right there, we should be ready to roll. So dragster's hanging in the air, and the Camaro's a little tighter because it's a little longer in here, and the car actually has to go up to touch the ceiling to fit in here because we only got like 27 feet of floor. But Chevette is a little mini car. It just front end of the car only comes to like right in here, so have plenty of room there. So I'm gonna continue loading this deal up. It's taking a minute because got the old Raceweek trailer slung open here, and we're loading that deal, getting it ready to go. Also trying to get all our tools together out of the garage there, back in the trailer, what needs to go in the trailer, and then the Raceweek trailer, what needs to go there. And we'll get that deal loaded up.
All right, so what are we doing here?
Well, sometimes you have really good ideas and you think, I'm pretty much a genius. And then sometimes you have ideas where you're like, well, this might work, I might die. I haven't decided which one this is yet, but we've got our Raceweek trailer completely loaded. You know, it's full of tools, spare parts, it's loaded. And we got to put it in the back of this truck, and we didn't really think through how we were going to do that. So again, stupid genius. I don't know. We'll find out. Straight. The ramp's still holding up good?
So far.
Coming off. I just need the tire on the pivot. Dunzo. Well, we're continuing our night, getting ready for race week. I think it's close to 9 o'clock. And we got the Raceweek trailer loaded in the old brown truck over there. Got the drag strip up in the air. And now it's time to drive this Jewel underneath it. I can figure out how to start this thing with no dome light. There we go. The keys. Not used to the street car life. You don't have to have a key on a K&R switch panel. We don't have this 1984 ignition switch on a K&R panel either. That don't work. All right, so we're good. Give her a couple little happy pumps there, and there we go. Fires right up. All right. So we're gonna cruise this deal right up in this trailer here. There's a dragster. You can see it's not as tight as you'd think it is, but
I might have to go back just a tad, but
yeah, we're good. I was worried about that trailer hitch.
well, that's why I had you pull up a little bit more.
So we're in. Got to strap it down. Good to go. All right, so it's about midnight on Thursday, and as expected, it has been a late night. We are just now leaving the house. Been on the road for probably 5 minutes, and we've got my truck packed up, loaded down. The Raceweek trailer's in the back, as you saw us load. OSHA approved, and we're going to drop off some stuff at my dad's house. We're going to go to my mom's house, and they're babysitting the 2 dogs while we are gone for a week on race week and all that. So we're going to stay with them for a couple nights and unload all the dog stuff, and then we haven't decided. They're having a test and tune tomorrow night at Noble. We haven't decided if we're going to try to make that or if we're just going to show up Saturday night, get ready for Sunday. Logically, we really need to test, but chances are we're probably not. After all the late nights we've had the last few weeks, months, getting the house ready to sell and trying to get the Chevette ready, I really kind of just want to sleep in with no alarm tomorrow and not really worry about having to go get a trailer and all that stuff, because the truck and trailer are actually still at our house. So we're going to have to drive another hour back over here to get that whenever we get ready to leave. So I think this will probably be the end of this video. Sorry if it sucked, because 1, we're not YouTube people. 2, really not that good at video editing and documenting, and hope to keep you guys informed kind of what's going on as we go throughout the week. I think we're probably going to try to put out a video a day if we can. Might not. The last video situation we tried to do. We were going to want a race, and we did one and never did it again. So, you know, might see another one, might not. So I'm going to whip in here at the Whataburger, and we're going to get some dinner at midnight. And yeah, so we'll catch you later.